start the 11th lesson of your book Beehive. The name of the lesson is If I Were You, and it is written by Douglas James. Dear students, before starting the lesson, let us see a small introduction of the lesson. This lesson is a play, and there are only two main characters in this lesson. One is the playwright named Gerard, and another is the intruder. Intruder means someone who enters a place without permission in order to commit crime. So only two main characters are there. One is the playwright named Gerard, and another is the intruder. Let us see what happened. This play is about a playwright named Gerard, how he escapes being killed by an intruder who wants to steal his identity and live peacefully. Gerard fools the intruder, confines him in a cupboard, and finally hands him over to the sergeant. Sergeant means a police officer ranking below an inspector. So, this play is full of suspense, how the playwright saves himself from the intruder, and what does he do to save himself? He not only saves himself but also confines the intruder in a cupboard and finally hands him over to the sergeant, the police officer. Let us see. So this is scene 1, a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right which may be curtained. So dear students, the play was set in a small cottage. The room has an entrance on the right hand side with a curtain on it, as this entrance is not visible, so it might be curtained. Another door to the left must be a practical door. There is another door to the left side of the room which is in use. Practical door means it is in use. It is used by the playwright. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two, and a divan. Divan means a single bed. Rather upstage on the right, on the table is a telephone. So the room has a simple furniture, a small table to the left, a chair or two, and a small bed on the right side of the room. On the table, a telephone is kept. After that, when the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is of a medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. He is dressed in a lounge. Lounge means sit, lie, or walk in a relaxed manner. Suit and a great coat. His voice is cultured. Cultured means refined. His voice indicates that Gerard is cultured, or you can say well mannered or educated. So when the curtain rises, we find that Gerard is standing beside a table and he is making a phone call. He is of medium height and wearing horn-rimmed spectacles. He is wearing spectacles that are in shape of horns. He is wearing a lounge suit and a great coat. His voice indicates that he is cultured and well educated, well mannered, refined. Let us start the play. Gerard, well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I will still be here, but you mustn't count on that. In about 10 minutes time, right? Oh, goodbye. So this is the conversation between Gerard and the person with whom he is talking. He is speaking on the phone. So Gerard is speaking on the phone and he says that person that he should call him up directly, and he says that he would reach in 10 minutes, and he says goodbye to that person, and after that he puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left. After that he puts the receiver on the phone and he goes to the divan. After that what he does, where there is a traveling bag, and starts packing. Whilst he is thus engaged, another man similar to build to Gerard enters from the right silently. revolver in his hand. His flashly means brightly dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps means strikes accidentally against the table, and at the sound, Gerard turns quickly. So what happened? After putting the receiver on the phone, he goes to the divan and starts packing the things in a traveling bag. While he was packing, another man who is similar to Gerard enters the room silently from the right side, and he has a gun in his hand. He is dressed brightly. He has worn bright colored dress, an overcoat and a soft hat. Then he strikes against the table and it creates noise, and that sound, after listening that sound, Gerard turns quickly. He tries to see what happened. Then Gerard pleasantly, why this is surprise. This is a surprise, Mr. So Gerard speaks pleasantly to the stranger and says that he is surprised to see him. He does not know his name, so he says that Mr. Intruder, I'm glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. Paws up means hands up. So the intruder says that he is glad to find Gerard happy to see him. He says that Gerard won't remain happy when he comes to know his intentions. Actually, he wanted to kill Gerard, so he thinks that when Gerard will come to know that he has come to kill him, that he will not be happy. He won't be happy for a long time. Then he asks Gerard to raise his hands. Pass means raise his hands up. Gerard. This is all very melodramatic. Melodramatic means excessive emotions, or you can say overreact. Not very original, perhaps, but then Gerard says that intruder's behavior was dramatic and not very natural. It was not original. Then intruder trying to be calm, and or then intruder says that he is trying to be calm, and he doesn't speak the full sentence. Gerard nonchalant. Nonchalant means uh, nonchalant means not showing anxiety, interest, or enthusiasm, or does not have any feeling, you can say, in your words, I think. Intruder, thanks a lot. You will soon stop being smart. I will make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, the intruder thinks that Gerard was a clever guy and he says that soon he will stop acting smart. He says that he will torture him a lot and he will make him crawl, and then he says that he wants to ask a few things. So what happened next? Let us see. Gerard, anything you like. I know all the answers, but before we begin, I should like to change my position. Now you may be comfortable, but I'm not. So Gerard says to the intruder that he could ask him anything, but before that he wanted to sit comfortably. He was not feeling comfortable. He wanted to change his position. Intruder, sit down there. And no funny business. Motions to a chair and seats himself on the divan by the bed. Now then, we will have a nice talk about yourself. The intruder sees Gerard to sit on the chair, and he himself sits on the divan and he wants to talk with the Gerard. And he says that no funny business means that he should not try to run or he should not try to inform others about the intruder. Gerard, at last a sympathetic audience. I will tell you the story of my life. How, as a child, I was stolen by the gypsies, and why, at the age of 32, I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. How? So Gerard says that finally he has a person who is concerned about him. Sympathetic audience means the person who was concerned about him. He is using this word for the intruder. He wants to know. He says that he has got a person who wants to know about his past. Then he tells him that when he was a child, he was stolen by a group of gypsies, and why at the age of 32 he was living all alone in that small cottage. And by saying this, actually, he wanted to create suspense around the intruder. He created a suspense around the intruder. But intruder is very clever. He said that, intruder, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone? Well, do you? So the intruder says that he wanted to answer his questions, and he didn't want to hear the story of Gerard. He says that if he lived there alone, then what Gerard said, I'm sorry, I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. Inflection means a change in modulation. You can say that style to ask statement or style to ask a question, way of speaking. Dear students, if you are reading a statement, or we should speak like a statement, and if we are asking question, we should speak like a question. Our voice should be familiar with according to the kind of statement or question. So intruder with emphasis, do you live here alone? So now he is asking the question like a question. Do you live here alone? Then Gerard. And if I don't answer, Gerard said that if he did not give the answer of his question, intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. So intruder says that if he will not give the answer of his question, that he could harm Gerard. He warned Gerard that if he did not want any harm, then he should obey his order. It means that he should give the answer of his question. Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mister? So Gerard spoke intelligently and replied that his good sense reflected in his ability to avoid pain than the mere desire to avoid it. He asked the intruder about his opinion, and he says, Mr. He addressed him like Mr. because he did not know the name of the intruder. He wanted to know his name. He speak like this, Mr. Actually, his words are showing that he wanted to know the name of the intruder. Intruder, never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. What are your Christian name? So Gerard replied that. So intruder replied that he need not know his name, and he knows Gerard's name very well, and he asked Gerard his Christian name. What is Christian name? The name that is given at the name ceremony when a child born. That time, what the name is given to that child, or you can say that the name that was given when the child was baptized in the church. So, what the name? Gerard told Vincent Charles. Gerard tells his original name, Vincent Charles. Intruder, do you run a car? So the answer is Gerard no. When the intruder asked Gerard if he had a car, then Gerard replied in negative and said that he did not have a car. Then intruder said, that is the lie. You are not dealing with the fool. I am as smart as you and smarter. And I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. So intruder said that Gerard was telling a lie, and he said that he was not a foolish person and he was smarter than Gerard, and he knew that he had a car, and he warned Gerard not to befool him. Gerard, are you an American or is that merely a clever imitation? Then Gerard asked the intruder if he was really an American or was he copying American accent. Intruder, listen, this gun is no toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answer. The intruder got angry and said that his gun was not a toy. He could harm Gerard and still would get the reply to his answer, reply to his question. and still he could get the reply to his question. Gerard, of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. I do possess a car, and it is in the garage round the corner. Then Gerard showed that he got scared, and he showed that he was afraid of the intruder and said that he would be happy to help. Glad means happy. The intruder and accepted that he had a car and said that it was in the garage. Then intruder, that is better. Do people often come out here? Then he asked if people visited that place, that cottage. Gerard, very rarely. Surprisingly, few people take the trouble to visit me. There is the baker and the greengrocer, of course, and then there is the milkman, quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. Then Gerard replied that rarely had any visitors. And then he said that very few people underwent the trouble of visiting him, other than the baker, greengrocer, and the milkman. No one else bothered to visit him. After that, what happened? Intruder. I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. Then intruder said that he had come to know that Gerard did not meet tradespeople, merchant. Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest, means humble. So Gerard said that the intruder had gone through a lot of trouble to gain the informations about him, and he said that as the intruder knew a lot of about him, he knew a lot of things about him. So he said the intruder that he should disclose some details about himself also. He had said that the intruder had been reserved and had not talked much about himself. He was so humble that he had not talked much about himself. Then what happened? What the intruder said, I could tell you plenty. Plenty means a lot of things. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class round here. I have got brains, and I use them. That is how I have got where I have. The intruder said that he had a lot of things to talk. He had a lot to talk about himself. In case Gerard thought himself to be smart, he was smarter. He had brains and he used the brains. He used his intelligence to achieve the things, and he got success in all this. Gerard, and where precisely have you got? I didn't require a great pain to break into my little cottage. Then Gerard said that the man had just broken into his small cottage, and he said that it was not a big deal and did not require much intelligence. So dear students, the remaining lesson we will discuss in our next video. I will explain the remaining lesson in my next video. So keep watching